going to be reviewing Batman the Arkham Knight for the Xbox One. Now, I haven't any experience with the PC version, so I'll be focusing mainly on the console version for this review. And with that being said, let's start with the story. The story in this game is epic. It is probably one of the best Batman stories you'll ever experience, and is a great way to finish the Batman Arkham series. I'm not going to spoil too much, but one of the best aspects of this story is Mark Hamill is motherfucking back as the Joker. The thing is, they did it in a clever way, because now the Joker is back in Batman's mind. I think it's a mix due to the Joker blood that's inside him, mixed with Scarecrow's fear toxin, and now the Joker's back to life in Batman's psyche. And this has a lot of interesting twists and turns, because now the Joker is slowly trying to take over Batman's mind. And it's an interesting concept, and the Joker actually appears more in this game than any of the previous Arkham games, which is kind of funny in a way, because the one game where he's supposed to be dead is the one game where he shows up more than ever. It makes perfect sense, doesn't it? But I'm not complaining. It's fucking awesome, and it's always great to see Mark Hamill be playing the Joker again. But the standout performance in this story is the Scarecrow. He looks epic. He sounds amazing. John Noble did a fantastic job voice acting the Scarecrow in this game, and it's the best portrayal I think I've ever seen of the Scarecrow. He just looks so awesome. He looks intimidating. He actually looks scary. He looks like a scarecrow. I know. This is the best percent I've ever seen the Scarecrow. And seriously, it's so nice to see the Scarecrow finally get some love. Because honestly, I've never seen the Scarecrow that much of as a threat. But in this game, I felt it. For the first time, I felt like Scarecrow was a legitimate villain who actually had a threat to Batman. And he was just so cool, I swear to God. The voice actor was incredible for him. John Noble just deserves an applause for that. And of course, the other main villain, the Arkham Knight. I'm not going to spoil his identity, but if you know your Batman history, you will know who the Arkham Knight is. And while it is obvious, and I did guess it early on in the game, the way it's presented is really well done. And I was interested in the arc and the storyline of the Arkham Knight. Yeah, it's obvious who it is if you know your Batman history, but presented well, and I was invested in the story. I thought it was good. And now we move on to the graphics, gameplay. Okay, graphics first. Graphics were incredible, as all the Arkham games are. But you'll know how good the game is when you're cruising down the roads in your Batmobile when it's raining and you see the neon lit signs in the distance of Gotham. It's such an incredible looking game. It's arguably the best looking game to come out this generation. It's just amazing looking. And that's every aspect. The character models, the environments, everything about this game looks incredible. Now to the gameplay. Speaking of the Batmobile, arguably the third most controversial aspect of this game, besides the PC version being bad and the Arkham Knight identity. Yes, I can see how people can say the Batmobile is overused, but for me, I thought it was just the right mix. First of all, the Batmobile is so much fun to use. Whether to be driving through the streets of Gotham or in your Bat Tank mode, which I personally think is badass. I mean, if Batman can change his Batmobile into a Bat Tank, why the fuck wouldn't he? That's just badass. And let's be honest, if you're going to go up against the stakes that he's going up against in this game, you're damn right he's going to have a Bat Tank. By God said. But speaking, the gameplay of the Batmobile is fun as hell. Yeah, it can be overused a lot in the game, but for me, I thought it was well implemented, and I never got to the point where it annoyed me. I personally think it was a great addition, and I think they just struck the right balance. The only time I ever felt like it felt a bit overused was when Deathstroke appears in the game at one point, and I was expecting to have a hand-to-hand boss fight with him, but no, when you get to him, it's just a tank battle. It's a good tank battle, but that's the only time I felt like I was a bit disappointed that they used the Batmobile instead of hand-to-hand. But since I faced the Marker Origins, it isn't that big of a deal to me, and it's only a small thing. But for the rest of the game, Batmobile, the thing is, despite the arguments about the Batmobile being used a lot, the key is that the Batmobile is fun to use and feels right. If they screwed up the Batmobile, this game would be screwed. But the fact that they didn't shows how good this game is, because the Batmobile is really fun to use, and it's a nice addition to this game, because for the other Batman games, we have always played it on hand-to-hand, and it's nice to have something different. And I understand that people might be annoyed that in this game the Batmobile is so heavily utilised, but for a fan of their series, it's nice to have a change of pace, and I personally think that with the Batmobile added and how much Batman relies on it, it shows how big the scale is in this game. The threat he is against is higher, so he needs to use the Batmobile more. And for me, it's just personal opinion, but I think the Batmobile is a great addition, and it never bothered me how much you used it in the game. But the thing is, it's not just all the Batmobile. You are on foot a lot in the game. It's just, for me, I think it's just a nice mix. The fighting is as good as always, probably smoother than ever in this game, and the tag team moments when you're fighting with allies such as Catwoman, Nightwing, or Robin are fun as hell, especially when you execute some of the double team moves. Oh god, there's very few things more satisfying. It is really well done, and it's fun as hell to play. And that's all you got to do with the gameplay, because honestly, it's same as always, just better. There's not much else to say about Batman's gameplay. It's just great as always. The Batmobile is the newest addition. It's fun as hell to use, and I just think it's a really great addition. That's the only new thing really to discuss with gameplay. So now we're going to move on to the sound. As I said earlier, the voice acting for Scarecrow was great, but that goes for all the cast. This was a really well done game in terms of sound design and voice acting. Oh, the dialogue in this game is fantastic. Mark Hamill is great voice acting. Batman does. Oracle does. Gordon does. Scarecrow does. The Arkham Knight does, in his way. I swear, even the side villains who don't play a bigger part, such as Penguin, Two-Face, Riddler, they all have fantastic voice acting, as they always do in the Arkham games. And it's no different here. It's a fantastic sound design so as well, because when you hit someone, you hear the crunch of the bones. You really, and the Batmobile, the fire and the bullets, everything about this game, sound wise, is fantastic and is on point. Now, I'm going to finish this up now by talking about replayability, because this game does offer you a lot of content. First of all, if you want basically when the game ends, it ends, but if you want the 100% full ending, you got 100% the game. You got to capture all the fill-ins and collect all Riddler trophies. Personally, I love collecting the Riddler trophies, but I can see why some people be annoyed. But it offers a lot of content, because the Riddler trophies are just one side mission. There's other side missions where you have to capture people such as Man-Bat, Penguin, Two-Face, and some of these have a series of missions that lead ultimately to you capturing them. And it just adds a good couple more hours to your gameplay. And then you have like these challenges, such as the challenge maps where you gotta get a high score in hand-to-hand combat, Batmobile, stealth challenge maps. There is so much stuff to do in this game. It is unbelievable, and it's so much fun. Seriously, this game just offers so much content, and it is worth the full price, because you will be in this game a lot. And it is just so much fun to go in this game, because it feels like Gotham. It literally feels like this is Gotham City, and every aspect of it is so well done. There's not one bad point to this game, besides maybe the Arkham Knight being a bit obvious, but that's such a small critique that I don't even count it. This game is phenomenal. It's arguably the best Arkham game. For me, I think it's between this and Arkham City. But that's how good it is. The fact that it is equal to Arkham City shows the quality of this game. And if you're a Batman fan, you need to get this game. What am I even saying? You probably already have this game. And I'd recommend anyone to check this game out, especially if you played the previous games, because it is a well worth listen. And it is a great way to end one of the best video game series of all time, and more undoubtedly the best superhero video game series of all time. Thank you for listening. If you enjoyed this, like, subscribe, comment, all that good stuff. And again, I'll see you next time.